Hi, my Pisces and Pisces rising friends. Sandra from ForYourChi.com, and this is your monthly reading with me for February 2021. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize for the setup. I'm having a camera glitch, and rather than spend 5 hours to try to figure it out, I'm just going to do it like this. I basically am having an autofocus issue. I can't show my face and the cards at the same time, so it was one or the other. So I chose this way. I have been guided to give all 12 houses for free here on YouTube until further notice, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's get right to it. You guys have some big messages coming up in this month's reading. Now, it could be big like this because at the end of February, we usher into the sun going into Pisces. And so that always brings major, big news, big activity, coming upon you with the sun in your sign. The first house is a doozy. Awareness. Awareness says you already know what to do, but you haven't done it yet. And what's this? Whom do you need to forgive? So right off the bat in February, there is a message about forgiveness. This card says, as you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wish comes true, Pisces. And I feel like this is also to do with a birthday wish that you're going to have on your birthday. Remember that everyone has a solar transit within 3 days of their birthday, so it's the astrologers also advise you to write your wishes down. Annie Botticelli says you get 10 wishes, so I always go with that. And tuck it away somewhere where you won't see it every day. But still that you're going to pull it out every now and then to go over the list to figure out what wishes have come true. Second house, rest and rejuvenate. Okay, so this is your money and your stuff. I feel like, you guys might feel extra tired, overworked. You might feel like you don't want to go to work this month, like more than usual, right? There's just this sleepy energy that comes about you in February. Now, you do have a younger male figure that shows up here, that shows up in this card that says son, S-O-N, not S-U-N. Your son is watched over and protected as he explores his world. Now, you could have a younger male in your life who is a Taurus. We're in the second house of Taurus here. So, or some of you could have a young son, and therefore your energy is drained. And I feel for you because I'm right there along with you. Very rewarding, but if we only had the child's energy, right? Whew. Third house, siblings, brother, sister, also talks about communication. Mercury is retrograde, by the way, for the most of February, so that's a drag. The Ace of Swords card here, which is triumphant success, is also a drag. But now, typically when we talk about the third house, we talk about brother or sister. So this message is more than likely for them and not you. Triumphant success says, yes, they will get a victory in whatever they are working so hard towards. However, they are not there yet. They have not shed the blood, sweat, and tears that is required by this Ace of Swords card. Whenever I see this card and it's the card of the day, I have an app on my phone that picks the card of the day. I pick this card, and I picked it recently, and I thought, ugh, because I know what kind of day it's going to be. This means it's not going to be an easy day, and it is not going to be an easy time for your brother or sister because of the Ace of Swords. Now, they do have an advice card, Flower Power, so this is talking about flower essences, and could also be essential oils that they need to help them through whatever struggle they're going through right now. Bach remedies are also a good one. Now here we go into the big messages for you. I feel like that first house message was big for most of you, by the way. Let me know. The fourth house, house of home, this is where you currently live. Or this could be talking about your father or father energy. Sacrifice means lots of hard work here, but you feel like you're not getting what you put into it out of it, if that makes sense. Working very hard, but receiving very little. Now, this could be part of the reason why your energy, I saw it was drained in the second house and you needed some rest. However, check this out. Debt paid off. Whoa. I've used this deck with, I think, 7 other zodiac signs this month. Nobody got this card but you guys. What does this mean? In your fourth house, this means that you could get some money to pay off your house if you have a mortgage, or you could be selling your house to pay off other debts, or your father could be paying some of his big debts off because the father shows up in the fourth house, right? It's possible that some of you might get money from your father to pay off some of your debts. Consequently, your father could be selling his house or some property that he has, and that might be where the money comes from. We'll just have to wait and find out. But I have to say, I absolutely love that card for good reasons. Fifth house. So this card rules your social circle. For those of you single Pisces, it rules your dating life. Some of you could have a child that shows up in the fifth house, but typically, if that's the case, you would have multiple children because another child will show up in the 11th house. Choose Wisely says you have multiple choices to make here, but the energy is too scattered for you to choose the right one. If you're single and there are multiple people coming at you at this time, I would put the decision off for now because you're not seeing clearly. Mercury is in retrograde. Be careful who approaches you during Mercury retrograde, both energetically and physically, right? Because there is a tendency to have a lot of people come in that don't stay. A lot of knights, and you never want to see a knight when you're dating. Right, Pisces? We only want the king or the queen. No knights or pages. Okay, so this could also be friends. You could have to make a decision with regard to a friendship. You might be figuring out who is trying to take your energy, who's trying to suck you dry. You know, you may want to say goodbye to some energy vampires right now. It's best to just put that decision off too. I'm not saying don't do it because I feel like for some of you, you definitely need to do this. But I'm saying you don't have to make the decision right now. Okay, the fairy deck. Your desire is within reach here. Good news for you single Pisces. You are going to get what you want. The message here is have faith and everything is working out in your favor. Now, let me just say this. If this is talking about your child, they might not be able to, or it might not be healthy for them to make this decision coming up, whatever it is right now, but they are getting there, okay? Whatever this is, if it's regarding friendships, dating life, or your kid, you're on the right path, or they're on the right path. Sixth house, I love it. Prosperity begins. So this rules work and health. This is like you planting the seed for what you're going to, the harvest that you're going to reap later on. So this could definitely be talking about a small business idea, a side gig, adding something to your work. This could be a new diet or health regimen. Now, I do feel like there are other people involved here. You need to ask for what you want. Perhaps you've been silent. I do feel like if you have not asked the universe in a prayer form, that needs to happen too. This little boy is making a wish here, and I feel like you need to do that as well. In addition to asking for help from other people, of course, let the universe and other people know what you need at this time. I do feel like help is available to you. That's amazing. Here we go again. Okay, this is the psychic energy, Pisces. It's in your 7th house of intuition. You are getting intuitive hits about your relationship or it's interesting because I wanted to say future relationship, but Pisces, let's face it, it could be someone from your past, because that's what I'm getting. Some of you could be the future, but I'm really getting the past. But you might need to say goodbye to the past, because the fairy deck is here saying goodbye to the old, hello to the new, right? You have finished one part of your life, and now there's a new, even better part beginning. So for some of you, it may go like this. You may be with someone right now, but you have someone from the past that's coming back to rekindle an old flame, right? So in this example, you are saying goodbye to someone old, meaning someone that you're currently with, and maybe you've been with this person for quite some time. And it's just, you're at a stalemate, and it's, dried out and boring, and there's somebody new coming in. Particularly with this card in the 5th house. That always means there's some kind of action coming in with relationships. Especially if you don't have a kid that's going through something right now. Okay, 5th house. No, sorry. I'm back at the 5th house. 8th house. Okay, so 8th house rules taxes, contracts, legal matters, the source of your significant other's income if you have that, and of course, intimacy, wisdom. So this is usually a teacher or a mentor coming in. If you have a legal issue, this could certainly be a lawyer. If you have a tax issue, this could be a CPA. This is usually an older person that is trying to help you out here, or you are seeking their advice. Okay, this could be a therapist too if you're having an intimacy issue. You did pull the travel card here. It's kind of odd for the travel card to show up in the 8th house rather than the 9th house. But let me just say this. If you, and we're going to get to this when we get to the 9th house in just a minute. If you wanted to go on a trip in February, it could be delayed. And if it's delayed, that's okay. Big gust of wind. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Or, you know what? I feel like you may travel and you may meet this teacher on this trip in February. So that could happen too for some of you. All right, so file that away. If you're not already planning on a trip, there might be one coming up in February that's a surprise. If you do go on this trip, though, okay, so moving up to the 9th house. 9th house rules travel, and it also rules school. For those of you who are in school right now, you are really feeling it in the 3rd eye chakra. For those of you that do take a trip in February, your 3rd eye chakra is activated. What does that mean? That means that you are getting psychic advice, psychic messages that come in the form of images that are dropped into your mind. Could be a daydream, right? You could be seeing people like figures. No, you are not hallucinating. This is actually happening in real time. There is a message about divine timing here. If you want to go to school or that trip is delayed, I feel like you will Everything will come back around full circle in the autumn, fall months. Okay? So not to worry. 10th house rules career. Sometimes your mother can show up here. Okay? So this is emotional withdrawal, which is like taking some time out, you know, buy a body of water for those of you that are going to travel in February. Could be going to the beach. There could be an element of freaking out or a panic about it. It's the fairy cards are very clear. Everything is okay. Don't worry about it. It's all working out in a beautiful way. Even though you cannot see the tangible results of it in February, it is going to be fine. Very important. 11th house rules your children. If you don't have children, it's talking about your best friend. Light, the card light says prosperity and bliss are assured. Beautiful energy here ushered in for your child. And look at this travel again. Your child or your best friend may be taking a long weekend. The answer that you're looking for can be found during vacation, a retreat, and a holiday getaway. So that's basically 3 messages almost in a row. And this dude is by the beach too here. Interesting. Okay. Love it. 12th house, moving on. 12th house is what's about to manifest in our future 3 months from now. So look for it in the month of May. Moving on means, okay, so coming out of the darkness into the light. Traditionally, this is the 8 of Cups card, 8 of Cups tarot energy. So I feel like this directly relates to the card that you got in the 7th house. Goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You are turning a corner energetically. Even if you don't feel it in February, you will feel it in May. And just in time for the summer solstice, this is also a card about divine timing that's talking about summer. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours in summertime. Wow. So that's literally right around the corner, Pisces. In the meantime, you know, you guys always get psychic advice, guidance, information. You are one of the most psychic signs that there is, and this reading is no exception. You're getting hit with it 1, 2, 3 ways in February, and let's face it, it is a blessing. Thank you so much for being with me. Please share this video with your Pisces friends. It will help them navigate through this weird energy and really weird Mercury retrograde that we're having. Many blessings to all of you, Pisces.